Hey, this is Bruce Wang with Microjig, and I'm here to tell you about the Bosch 4100. Now, I've used this saw literally thousands of times across the U.S. and for different jobs and different working. And I've talked with a lot of people, and a lot of people ask me, why do I like this saw and what's great about it? It really is a good saw, and for a number of reasons. But today I really want to talk more about what are the top 3 things you can do to improve its cut quality and performance for your work. The first thing I always like to tell people is get themselves a good saw blade. Now, a good saw blade is really going to help you improve the cut quality significantly compared to the one that comes with the table saw itself. Now, it's going to give you a much cleaner glue line rip. It's going to eliminate a lot of the burn marks and table saw marks that you get from the table saw, and it's just going to help you save time and material when you're using the Bosch 4100. Now, 2 particular saw blades that I always like to use. This one I have on the table saw is the Freud Premier Fusion. Now, the 1/8 inch or thin curve both work well. And this is a phenomenal saw blade. I mean, you're talking about really a self-finishing cut. Like, it almost sands and finishes the cut for you as you're making the cut. It's so clean, it's so smooth, a lot, almost little to no burn marks, which is great about this saw. Another one I love using is the Ultra Thin by Forrest Saw Blades. Now, that's an Ultra Thin, which is thinner than a regular thin curve. So you're actually eliminating a lot of waste. You're actually removing less material, and it just cuts like butter. I mean, sometimes you can't even tell you're cutting because it's just such a clean and smooth and sharp cut. So I really enjoy those 2 particular saw blades that really help you improve the cut quality. Another great upgrade to your saw is a zero clearance insert, a true zero clearance insert. Now, the Bosch 4100 comes with a red OEM throw plate that's made out of metal. Now, that comes with a large gap in the middle for the saw blade to pass through, which I'm not a big fan of. Now, that's obviously designed that way so you can bevel the cut. However, with a gap that large, it becomes very difficult to cut very small pieces. So if you need to cut a 1/4 inch rip, an 1/8 inch rip, a 1/2 inch rip, it's very easy for things to fall into that gap and kick back, so it can be very dangerous. But also it helps, it also creates a lot of tear out because there's nothing there to support that wood. Now, with a zero clearance insert like what I have here, this is going to allow you to get right up to the saw blade, almost creating no gap in there so that it's supported the whole time so it doesn't fall through, but it also eliminates a lot of tear out. So you're going to actually get a much cleaner cut. And this one I have is made out of UHMW. They have various ones like phenolic plates. A lot of people like to make them out of their own MDF or maple. Just a great way to upgrade your saw blade is with that zero clearance insert. Now, my third and most favorite tool to recommend and upgrade for this saw, and really any table saw, is the GRR-RIPPER 3D push block system. Now, this is the safest, most accurate, and most versatile pushing device for your table saw. That's really going to allow you to get a much safer, more accurate cut than ever before. And I'm not just saying that because my dad invented the product. I'm saying that because I've literally used this product thousands of times with this saw and gotten incredible cuts. Whether you're making 1/8 inch thin strips, whether you're resawing, I've pretty much done it all with this particular device to really get you a much cleaner, much more accurate cut. Now, how it works is, number one, it uses that green grip material is what's gripping that wood to feed it through. But you also see that it rides up against the fence. The saw blade actually passes through this tunnel, so both those legs are actually straddling the saw blade, controlling both the keeper and the offcut piece. Now, that obviously gives you much better control over the wood, but also keeps your hand nicely protected and safe the entire length of that cut, and it keeps the wood flush against the fence so it doesn't walk away and kick back at you, but it also prevents that wood from burning and chattering because it's actually holding that piece, preventing it from shifting around in between the cut, which can happen when you're using just typical push sticks or featherboards or push pads. You got much better control and safety. So that's exactly my top 3 items for the Bosch 4100 to really take your woodworking to that next level and give you quality cabinet saw like cuts. And I've used a lot of cabinet saws, the Delta Unisaw, the Saw Stops, phenomenal saws. But for the value and price of this saw and how true and safe it cuts and how portable and mobile it is, this is truly a great job site saw. And with those particular 3 upgrades, you're going to take that cut to the next level. That's what I have to share with you guys. Thanks so much. Happy woodworking.